Okay. I get these strange people, and they're just strange, okay? They come to my page and tell me that there's no proof of the existence of UFOs and that you can't go faster than the speed of light, therefore we can't be visited. I can't tell you how many times I've heard scientists say that. I really can't, okay? The reason that it's this gigantic veil of stupidity that the government has thrown over this so that everybody just rolls their eyeballs at you when you talk about being visited by aliens. Okay? So, take Carl Sagan, for example. How can you say one or two witnesses and then the next thing is hundreds of thousands? Which is it? Is it one or two? Or is it hundreds of thousands? And is it witnesses? Or is it, let me see, presidents, astronauts, generals, pilots, professional FAA observers? Right? With air confirmation by radar, with air visual confirmation, with ground confirmation visually, with ground radar confirmation. That's not extraordinary evidence? What you're asking is for me, I'll tell you how they do get their technology. They shoot them down. They shoot them down. That's how they get their technology. It's not a matter of are they here. It's what are we going to do now? How are we going to wrest control of this situation back out of the hands of these horrible fucking individuals who are now in control? They don't care. These people, that level of arrogance that these people have is above the billionaires. Truly, above the billionaires. Their ego must be maniacal to feel that they're smart enough, they know enough to represent the entire world for the rest of the universe and every intelligence out there. The very second they started shooting these beings down, I was against them, and I'll always be against them. 100%. With every fiber of my being, okay? These fucking people disgust me. They're doing the absolute worst possible thing they could do, which is shooting at fucking people you know nothing about. Which is what they do, because they think they might be able to get some more technology out of it. Disgusting. Truly disgusting. Really. So, when I hear people say there's no evidence, that's one of my biggest bitches, is that there's mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence now. Irrefutable evidence. Period. Irrefutable. Okay? Absolute 100% proof. If you don't believe that, then you haven't looked. So, yeah, I stopped watching Cosmos that day when I was a kid, when he said that. Because I knew then that was a bullshit lie. And that he was either working for whoever was covering this shit up, or he wasn't the Carl Sagan I thought he was. Brilliant scientist with an imagination about yay big. Talked about multiple intelligences on our planet. Multiple on our planet. Yet with 100 trillion planets in our galaxy, he can't imagine life coming here and visiting us? He can't imagine beings billions of years more advanced than us? I find that a staggering thought. Impossible for me to believe. But there it is. Okay? He refused to believe in the existence of extraterrestrials, even with all the evidence that he saw himself, okay, that was presented to him. He refused to believe it. And I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I truly don't. How can a man with that quality of mind not understand the truth when it's put in front of his face? I'm surprised that MJ-12 didn't ask him to get involved. And maybe they did. Maybe he did know, and maybe that's why he was so adamant that we weren't being visited. He spent a lot of effort and time telling the world that we're not being visited, that it's impossible. That you can't go faster than the speed of light. I found that ridiculous and ludicrous statement from a man of his quality. So So now I don't watch any of them, okay? You know, it seems to me that it's just a continuation of propaganda. Very interesting propaganda, but propaganda nonetheless.
But if you're not looking at the evidence, you might wonder, well, there's been no announcement. Where are these so-called extraterrestrials? So one of the alternate hypotheses, we all are familiar with this, is called the skeptical hypothesis. There's Donald Menzel, Philip J. Klass, Carl Sagan, Neil deGrasse Tyson. They're all Americans. They're Australian skeptics. We don't need to spend a lot of time on this, but their attitude is that UFOs are just a huge mistake. Sorry, people, you're just looking at the evidence in a very, very unscientific way. You know, all the UFO evidence, in their opinion, is just a result of either hoaxes or delusions, misidentification, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, I love the astronomers who will say, well, you people just don't realize how distant the stars are and how impossible and how difficult it would be for yada, yada, yada. We've all heard this a million times. And how probably brief an advanced civilization would be, because once, look at ourselves, we've just achieved a high level and we're probably just going to go out like a candle in the wind anytime. So who are we to think that another civilization is going to last long enough to get here? All of this, we've heard it a million times. Skeptical hypothesis sounds really great. The only problem with it is that it ignores all of the UFO evidence. All of it. And all of these folks, no matter how popular some of them may be, you know, it just proves that really smart people can be really stupid when it comes to this subject. And because, frankly, they don't do any homework.